All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. I had to put this uh, together and bring it out before I leave out today because I'm going to be gone the rest of today, and then hopefully I'll be back at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Central Time. But I wanted to put this here out uh, because the one thing about uh, the Most High Yah, He is constantly speaking unto thee. He does it to me, and if you are in the body of Hamashiach, I'm sure He is doing it unto thee. Only you can speak of it. Only you can tell yourself and others that the Most High speaks unto you. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. I'm not ashamed of the kingdom of heaven living in me. I'm not ashamed. That's why I am here, to be the light in the midst of all this chaos of darkness. And as I got my coffee together and sitting here and just decided to do my Psalms, and then I just said okay, the word that came to me was fight. So I say, okay, let me focus on fight. And then I got caught up in Joel chapter 3, and I'm gonna bring that before you. When I got up in Joel chapter 3, I began to ask the Most High, is that bad? Is it really that bad? He said, yes, it is. What am I, Sister Deborah, saying when I asked the Most High, is it really that bad? That we had it wrong all this time. Here it is in the midnight hour, the end days. We always had it wrong. And you know what? When I hit that last button for done on my live, the Father spoke to me, you should have changed it from we, because thee knoweth I've been dealing with you. We, I put we. The reason why I put we is because I want people to understand, not we as a whole, as in the body of Hamashiach, or we that is a whole in the light, okay, in what is spirit and truth. That's when I say we. But what the Father is saying, I should have changed it from we to they, because Yah is not going to have us always having it wrong. So I'm not, I just wanted to say that on top of, before I get started here. And when he took me into Joel chapter 3, I began to see what exactly has taken place and how did it take such a powerful step from thousands of years, even all the way to the year of 2024, and still yet you don't hear them teaching it, you don't hear them preaching it, you don't hear them ministering it. They're not dissecting it. They're not, but they're so busy trying to say we are the people. They have to first understand you don't know who you are. You are a mixture of any and everything. Okay. So therefore, when I say we always had it wrong, it's because how could so much be right before us and we call it the word? We say the Bible is the word, but yet how is it we see not what we read? We understand not what we study. You know how he says study to show thyself? He just said study to show nobody. He didn't tell the pastors, the bishops, to study to to show your congregation or to teach them. He said, study to show thyself. Why? Because he knew that you need to be in a study. Because the Ruach has to come to teach you. But what happened is people didn't wait for the Ruach because the Ruach wasn't waiting for them. So they decide to step out just as they are with their study and teach the mass and successfully got victory in the world, teaching you what they study. And and studying is to me, it shows that you are interested in wanting to know what's what and wanting to really get what is truth. That's what studying is. And when y'all see an individual really interested in studying to show themselves that they are interested, that's when the Ruach say, okay. You see? But what they did is they didn't study to show themselves approved. They studied to show you. So most 99.9 people got the understanding out of the King James Bible, the King James 1611, or all the lost books, the found books, the Enoch book, or whatever. You didn't get up under the Ruach to get the fullness. You stayed right in where your study is. And that's what you're teaching. The world is teaching the people through you. Because you studied to show the world what you studied. You didn't wait for the Ruach to live in you, to lead, to guide you, to show you, to open your eyes, to open your ears, to teach you spirit and truth, to implant a pin needle of light in you so that it might get brighter and brighter, because you did it upon yourself. So we always had it wrong when we got it that way. Had it wrong. So this is where we're at today. We're in, and I can now, it makes sense to why it need be. Because the example is clearly seen in this year of 2024. All of it is clearly seen. That's when Solomon got frustrated, when it was nothing else under the sun worth knowing. Woo! He got frustrated. And no one would ever understand that. No one would understand this Solomon that started off the way Yah had orchestrated him after David had passed. He was the same Solomon that passed away. But it showed you how once he got what he asked for, which was what? To know all things that is under the sun. And when he found out it ain't even worth knowing because there's that much sorrow and heartache in it, he began to shut down. But did he shut out of Yah? No. You can find him right back in Matthew's chapter 1. Right? When it's trying to tell you how they got to Joseph and how they got to Yeshua HaMashiach. It shows you that Solomon was also one of the spiritual seeds. So it didn't matter how he got off balance. You see, that's what I'm saying. People try to think they don't have the Ruach in them, but they are the one that's out here teaching on all these platforms, teaching people, even teaching themselves to believe that it's the way that they see it in their flesh and understand it in their flesh. They don't hear from Yah. They don't have the Holy Spirit, but they are content because they want to live the lie. And Yah said, let them alone. This need be. And need be mean, hey, Deborah, I checked this in the kingdom. They doing right. They are doing just fine. They doing right where they are. So as I was doing my study on the fight, I realized that Joel had something about the fight. So you know what I think? I said, okay, let me just hear it. I read that one verse. I said, okay, well, I like this. I said, I like this. I want to hear the whole thing. I listened to the whole Joel. Beautiful. Beautiful. One thing stopped me. I shut the study down. Once I heard the whole Joel, I said, it's time to shut it down. Why? Because what I come to understand is what I understood. I come to understand what I already understood. But yet, the Ruach, the Holy Spirit that Yeshua said that would come and be a comforter, one of the characteristics was and is that the Holy Spirit will bring things back to your remembrance. That's one of the characteristics. It would bring things right back to your remembrance. That's a beautiful thing, y'all. That's a good feeling to me. Because if it brings me back from when I was young, even up to today. He'll pull me way back just to bring me all the way up, to show me. So just sitting here talking about Joel, the chapter 3, and what it was covering, it's almost like him questioning me, why did you make the title we? You shouldn't have add yourself into it because thee know better. So when you put in a title, be careful how you say we, because you don't have to add yourself with everybody, Deborah. Don't forget, I'm the teacher that rests within them. I teach you all things, even if it takes me to have to do another thing, which is to take you back to bring you up, to show you already had that invested in you. Israel and Judah is more lost, not just in their wisdom and knowledge and their understanding and who they are. They're more lost in who they are than anything. They're more lost in who the Most High Yah is and who Yeshua HaMashiach is than anything. Judah and Israel. But it goes back to what I did a video showing you how he summed that up. That need be, Judah need to be, and Israel need to be exactly who they are, because the heavens had assigned them to the earth as ugly as they really are. And I can say that, a student of the Ruach that's taught from the wilderness level, because I know the purpose of them being the ugliest people on the face of the earth and the reason why. Because that's how he's going to show his victory and his glory. Shouldn't his glory be seen today? Shouldn't his victory be seen? Shouldn't he be exalted today? He's not. And y'all ain't even noticed it. Ain't nothing on this earth and should be on this earth that should be greater than who he is. Nothing. But he's down on the lowest total pole. Oh, Father, I used to say, you say the best for last, but you sure did. Because I'm thinking, we sitting around living the lie. It's showing that we are, stop saying we, Deborah. It's showing that people are geared more so to the liar himself than the one that holds spirit and truth, which is, it's okay. It's all well. Heavens wrote it in and wrote it out. He know what he's doing. But the thing about it is, as I was on this topic about fight, and then one verse came to me from Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 through 16. I read that and said, hold up. Now, this is kind of good. He said, take it to the beginning. Let's go. Let's rumble. And when I took that to the beginning and just listened to it being read, I was like, in me, I knew it already, y'all. But yet, it taught me how far gone a people is in this end time. I think about Judah and how these Negroes are out here teaching who they are, who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who Eden is, who everybody is. And they never had it right. They never had it right. They always had it wrong. When I went into Joel. I said, okay, Father, you're saying some words that I don't know what it is, these places. He said, okay, key it up, pull it up to what it was and what it is today. And when I did that, I found out what I already knew. And I don't think I've taught it, I spoke about it probably 2 or 3 times. But the power that rests there in it today is more greater than what I taught years ago regarding the topic. I tell you all that many of us, when I say many, 99.9, really don't understand what actually was taking place during the captivity and the slave trade. Okay, I learned this here. When Oprah, probably a couple of years after Oprah was on. That's just how way back I remember this, and my thought pattern was back then, and uh, uh, that's how long ago I knew somewhat of this. See, and I heard it from an elderly man, a melanated elderly man telling melanated people that they had it wrong regarding the Atlantic slave trade. And in me today, and the reason why I had to bring up this video in this time in this hour, because I thought it was so important to just put this up. It's almost got me feeling like the videos you put up today will be the videos that will last until they shut the system down, where many can go back and they can eat from them. It's almost like I'm not going to be here, but those that's going to be searching and desiring, but it's going to be like a blink of an eye, because once they shut this system down, and they can do it at any time, but what they're waiting for is enough information about everybody that they can lock in and shut this system down and have everybody where they go, when they go to the bathroom, when they wake up, when they go. That's what they are trying to lock in. And then the system of all these platforms is going to shut down. And this is where you're going to see a lot of suicide. You're going to see a lot of depression. You're going to see families tearing each other up in their own household. Women and men going to see who their children are in the household. Men going to see who their children are and who they are, and who their wife are, and the wife going to see who their children and who their husband. You're going to see that once this platform is shut down. And that's to those who have ate and filled their pockets, okay, with YouTube. And YouTube issue checks to them and issue this and this. Once they snatch that from them, they're going to fall into the rabbit hole, you guys. Because at that moment, they're going to start to learn things they never knew, and they can't come and tell you the truth now. They're going to have to live with the lie that they've been telling you 20, 15, 30 years. These things need be. These things need be. My message on here is about the rewards in the kingdom. I'm not looking for no rewards on the earth. I'm looking for the rewards in the kingdom. And I can guarantee you this. I'm not going into the kingdom with just the rewards for me and what I get on here to do. But the individuals that have supported me, they don't even understand. We are like a train going in. We're like a train going in. And that's what he have said. You do unto mine, I got you. I like that. I like that. And I like how he allowed it to pan out. It's beautiful to me today. It's more beautiful today than it have ever been, especially knowing that he has separated the wheat from the tare already. And then he told me the great falling away. I said, I thought the falling away been gone. Been taking place. He said that was the worldly falling away, but there is a fake spiritual falling away that has taken place, because the wheat now and the tare has been separated. So now the falling away, because they don't know which way to go, because I, the Most High, has already separated mine from those that are not about me. Okay, so when I got into Joel, it's during the time I was really doing my study in this fight. In this fight, it is a fight. And somewhere Joel chapter 3 and verse 9 through 16 stuck out. And I did read it. And I was so interested in it. I said, wait a minute, let me hear what he said. Hold up, Joel. Let me hear what you said in verse 3 and chapter 3. As I listened to him in chapter 3, and like the Father said to me, he said that you knew it already. You never cover it like you can cover it today, but you knew it. And the knowing was what? I knew that the United States was not the cause of the Atlantic slave trade. I knew that Africa was more connected than the United States were. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. United States was not the connection to the Atlantic slave trade. Okay. Our Hebrew men are out here teaching and doing their study cockeyed. That means they're taking it out of their own understanding, their own wisdom, and their own knowledge. And guess who's putting the cherry on the top? The Most High Yah. He letting them go straight through their ignorance. And that's a role that they have played since the beginning. Stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. This is how they have come to know and have the information they have. Okay? So you I want to say to you, as I read Joel, I said, now here it is again. And that's why I'm here this morning. I said, here it is again, plainly seen, but not seen out of he that does not have the spiritual eye to see, nor the spiritual ear to hear. So when I got into Joel, I saw exactly what I grabbed my globe map, the globe, and I began to see Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine, and all of those countries that surround those individuals, and they're over there, almost not over there, right in the Euphrates, okay, right in that area. But what the people of Judah and Israel didn't know, and I now understand why Israel shouldn't listen to Judah. Israel shall never, ever, ever, ever listen to Judah. They never have. And they still don't today. Judah is standing alone as far as coming to the understanding that they are Judah. They're standing alone, and they need to, because their teaching is error. Their teaching is not spirit and truth. Their teaching is not spiritual wisdom. It's natural wisdom. Their teaching is not spiritual knowledge. It's natural knowledge. Their understanding is not spiritual understanding. It's natural understanding. The difference between the spiritual part and the natural is their feelings, their emotions, their personal opinion, their pride, their boasting, and their self-centered. You see, that's who they are. So they can't step from that realm over to, bam, the spiritual realm. Why? They got too much worldly realm, too much fleshly realm over here. So y'all said, Deborah, this need be. That means leave it where it's at. You don't have to dig deep, baby. You don't have to run fast. This here is nothing. This need be. So what I did learn was what I knew. And like I told you, when Oprah first started her show, she had several Europeans, this one melanated elderly man, and he broke it down. He said, my people think that United States had something to do with the Atlantic slave trade. Now, I believe if Judah is over in the United States and they're hooping and hollering on the tallest platform, proclaiming and blaming the United States, they need to go back to the drawing board real quick, real fast. But they're not going to do that because they have lied to you all too long. And they have lied to too many. And this is why, again, you don't see nothing but out of 150 million Israel and Judah, only 500,000 might know that they are Judah, because knowing that they're Judah and followed by a whole bunch of lies, a lot of them not, it's not going to gear in that way. You see, it's enough lies out here. So Judah didn't come and tell truth about anything, even though it's sitting right here in Joel, just as plain as day. So I said, this is it. It's plainly seen. 30, maybe longer than that, years when I saw that man said that, instant, I took it and I still can live with it. Instant, I felt it was for me. Was I a young person? Yes, but I used that bad boy. And it still lived with me because that's what I felt within me. They lacked Judah in their studies on this devil platform. They taught these Negroes, these melanated people, that the role is this big old United Snakes. No. See, the system is bigger than the United Snakes. Okay? The United Snakes is not the system. Okay? United Snakes works for the system. Okay? The four corners of the world is conducted by a system of wicked and evil. 100. Darkness as dark as dark can be. That's the system. United Snakes is part of the system. But I can tell you one thing. The system seemed to be proud of the United Snakes for being one of their number one. So what did y'all say? I'm coming, I'm going to bump their number one off to let them know. I'm coming for what is mine on the four corners. I'm taking what is mine. Are they horrible people? Yes, they are. Tell them, Deborah. There is more stiff-necked and rebellion and disobedient than anything on the face of the earth. But I'm coming for what I claim under my name. You see, that's where you know that Sister Deborah is beyond any type of fleshly understanding. It's where I'm willing to tell you who Israel and Judah is in the flesh. Crap, nasty, wicked and evil, stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient don't fall under holy roly people, y'all. Come on, understand that. And that started way back in Genesis, in Exodus. Stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. These people been the way that they are today. They've been this all this time since the earth been here, just about. Since the world been here, just about. So if you're thinking today they are movie stars or they are fame, and you sitting here listening to them preaching and teaching to you, you're trying to make them feel like they famous and they important, and they ain't giving you no food for your spirit. They still feeding that dark mess. Because Yah is already pouring out that knowledge, and that knowledge that was to be poured out in these days was the spiritual knowledge, not the natural knowledge. And that's another thing that people get bent up in. They thinking the knowledge is being increased because they think in their flesh they got it without the Ruach. Knowledge is going to be increased because Yah is spiritual knowledge. Yah is spiritual wisdom. Yah is all understanding. Those are all spiritual realms. And then in the flesh realm, you got the same understanding, not the same, but the understanding in the flesh, the wisdom in the flesh and the knowledge. And this is what everybody is teaching on this devil platform with. The things of the flesh and not the things that rest in the spirit of who Yah is. Okay. So what I found out again in Joel in chapter 3 was he already let them know who he's coming for. Okay. He's already told them that, hey, I'm coming for you, and I'm coming on the four corners, and I'm coming for you. And I'm going to get all that you took from me. And we thinking, oh, the United Snakes of America. Deborah, what I tell you about we? Okay. And people thinking the United Snakes of America. The United Snakes of America is the number one power punch for the system. That's why he's going to, when he destroyed the system, he's starting from the top. And one of their top players It's the United Snakes of America. He's going to bring them down and say, now, what's next? What's next? He's going to go to the four corners before he put that to the fullness and let that new come in. He's going to go to the four corners and take what is his from the four corners. And as you read, as I'm going to let you hear it, as Joel, in Joel chapter 3, it was telling you who he's coming. Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, all, and guess what it says? All the coasts in Palestine. You see that? All the coasts over there in Palestine. He coming for you. See, I told y'all that if you can go back, is it Iran? I think it is. I think they was one of them. That's over there, that they played a big role in this slave trafficking. I'm going to go back and see which video it was so I can tell you where you can go to see where I told you all that. And here it is today. I'm just reading and I'm like saying, so Father, this is my thing to the Father. Oh, wait a minute, Father. It's clearly seen. It's clearly seen. And then what happened? I began to feel solemn. I began to feel what Solomon was feeling after he had Yah allowed him to inherit the ideal of knowing all things under the sun. Once he gripped it and Yah had given him all of it, Solomon said, that's it. That's it. All of it, Deborah, is vain and vexed. Not some, Deborah, all of it. I said, I know that already. I know that today, Solomon. I didn't know it when you knew it. And it took you to gain that gift to know everything under the sun. And once you had mastered it, it showed you it was all vain and vexed. I don't know where people get off thinking today is all that and some. I don't see where it was so many of Yah's servants that he sent, that sent us such good word that we forsake anything that had light, anything that had spirit and truth. And we took on the people who used their fleshly wisdom, fleshly knowledge, and their fleshly understanding to teach you all. You preferred that, but that's okay too, because that makes you born of the flesh. That's how it's identified, as the flesh. You're born of the flesh because you took on, and here we are in the midnight hour. That means the level of darkness, and you still believe the lies that has been told. This is what he have told me. He said, when I be looking and I see where, say for instance, you get 18 people and it drops straight down to 11, instant. Less than seconds. That shows you that people come on because they're curious. Once they hear what you're saying, they slither as fast as a snake up out. You see? And that's a beautiful thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a beautiful thing, because you're supposed to slither away from Deborah. You're supposed to slither out. Just as you slithered in, you're supposed to come out. Even if you got to go backwards, you still supposed to come out. It need be, said the Father. Okay, so what he showed me was, I said, now you got these names here, and only one I can see is Palestine, and I'm grateful that you allowing me to see that again. And that's what that man was also saying all those years on Oprah, when Oprah first started, and the topic was slavery, where slavery started, and who had a role in the slave trade. And Judah, just because there are melanated people over in Africa, okay, we know the name's been switched, the land has been dispersed and divided, all kind of things have happened, but we know that those people are Ham, but yet we don't understand, just because they melanated, you can't make them you and you them. And that's what you hear a lot of our melanated men doing. They're calling them Pan-Africa, just grafting them in and grafting us all in as one. What I learned about the Hebrew Israelites, they never did their study on Africa and stood on the highest mountain and teach that Africa played a big role, which the part that represent Ham played a big role in our Atlanta slave trade. And as I see here, it talks about all the coasts that's over there in Palestine, among the Palestinians. Y'all say, I'm coming for you. I'm coming based on what you did to my people. I searched and searched, and my ex-husband didn't tell you, I searched and searched long ago for the United Snakes. Long time ago. I think it's been about 34 years. And that's something he would definitely say. You always said, where's the United Snakes in this? Where's the United Snakes in this? United Snakes is in this through the system. Okay? And I'm going to tell you how they came in through the system. They came in through the system through the Grecian, which is the Greek. The Greek is the Italians. Okay? The Italians is the number one headquarters for the Roman Catholic. Who is the Italians? They are the Roman Catholic headquarters. Okay? And the Roman Catholics are what? Europeans. They're the same as the Europeans. Okay? So you got Italy, France, Spain, Turkey, and North African. Okay? Those are the Greeks, the Grecian, that they speak of in Joel. Okay, what's going on about that? Y'all say, I'm coming for you too. Because a lot of you all don't know the Roman Catholic headquarters, their battlefield is Italy. The European is in this, y'all, a great deal. Okay? A great deal. Because a lot of them are connected to Italy, France, Spain, Turkey. And when y'all talk about what they're doing over in Africa, you also have to understand the way it is being spoken in the study guide that North Africa is also along with them. Because Hebrews never taught the people that the Hebrew men never taught the people that Africa played the biggest role in the Atlantic slave trade, not America. They won't teach y'all that. They won't preach it because they want you to think that those over in Africa, they have the same melanated skin as we do. So we are alike, even though we different. So we can't say that they had a big role in it. And as you can even go onto Google and you can hear some of their lead people that was working back then, not back in the slavery time, but they worked in the history of where we were in Africa, and they would level it off and tell you, yep, we did that to y'all. Because a lot of people don't understand Africa was slaving you when you were running to them. You wasn't running to heaven. You wasn't running into goodness. You was running into being in captivity with them. They the ones start you off as slaves. But nobody wants to hold them accountable. No one wants to say anything. But guess what they decided to do? They did decide. Now, do y'all know that they decide to fight for reparations on your behalf? You see the ignorance in it? They trying to fight for reparations on your behalf. Why? Because you're too ignorant to even understand that they are not your people. So if you're going to stand here and call them your people, Pan-Africa, we the people, we the same, we the this and we the that, okay, tell you what, that country is also, they lost one fight, but they still fighting to get reparations. Because if you're going to make them you and them you, then why can't they get what you too dumb to understand that they are not entitled to? They're out there fighting for it. And like I said, if you go to Google, you can see where they are the biggest role play in the Atlantic slave trade. Africa is the people of Africa. I'm not talking about Judah that's over in Africa. This is what melanated people of Hebrew Israelites don't understand. Over there, we still have people. Okay. And it's not like a great lot. But you got to understand the four corners does not mean just the United States. The four corners does not mean just Africa. The four corners of the world, you got to put that here. Put that here. It's where Israel and Judah reside. So you can't just assume because Africans have the same melanated skin as we do, so they are considered Judah. No, they're just a pin needle of Judah over in Africa. Israel and Judah over in Africa, just like it is other places to make the small remnant. So you need to stop lying. He's coming for the small remnant. Stop making it a big remnant because he didn't say that. Nor is it giving you the instruction to believe that. That's why he said you rather believe a lie than the truth, because the truth is going to come strictly by the Spirit. That's what people don't understand. Haven't y'all heard of the truth will set you free? The truth will set you free. And let me tell you, the truth is not the truth that spills out of the flesh of a man or a woman. The truth is what spills out of the spirit of a man and a woman. Because the spirit of a man and a woman, the truth is Yah. It has to be in them to bring forth out of them to give unto you. That's the truth. That's why I say spirit and truth, because I know that there is an entity in me, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. I don't need to teach on this devil platform and preach to nobody. I don't need to minister to nobody. I don't need to break down nothing to nobody. Because why? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. He let me know you already got a lane, baby. You see? You doing this for what? Your works in the kingdom. And those that support you, they too gonna come in. Because for them to know who you are and support you, guess what? They know Yah. You see? And this is where it's come from. So when I look at, let me go back to Joel. When I listen to Joel 3, I realized that Yah is laying it out. He said, bring y'all bad tales to the land of Jehoshaphat. Bring y'all tails on down now. Y'all come on, bring down. And that field is next to where Mount Zion is going to be in Israel and Jerusalem. He's telling them, bring y'all tails on down. Let's rumble. Who is he talking to? He's talking to all of those that played a great role in the Atlanta slave trade and continue to do things at the borders and at everywhere they were unto us. See, they're going to be destroyed. They're strictly hell bound, y'all. See, that's what I said. Israel and Judah don't really understand what's going on. These people are hell bound. So they can have a million of wars over there and destroyed and whatever. They gone. And then it says to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And when he said, he told them that he's going to give their children to Israel and Judah. And then they're going to sell their children to Sabeans. And that is South Arabian. Judah going to turn their children over to South Arabians. South Arabians. So I know that South Arabians are not connected to the Atlantic slave trade, but all the other coasts in Palestine that's connected to all of that, Lebanon and Syria, Greeks, the Greeks is Italian, French, Spain, Turkey, and part of Africa. They're going to be all in this. They are the part that had something to do with Atlanta sex trafficking, not sex trafficking, but slave trafficking. And North Africa has a role in it, y'all. I don't know where the Hebrew Israelite wants to go travel and find out who's all Hebrew Israelite. They need to sit their dumb tails down. Yes, I call them dumb because that's how dumb they are. You got a bunch of men running around here claiming to be the Hebrew Israelite, and they out here, they done taught these men to be foolish, and now all these men that had a pen needle of sense ain't got none. They ain't got none sense because they don't have no light. They don't have spirit and truth in them. They have what man taught them, what man drilled in them, what man believed that is in them. This one guy came on and he was talking about this one particular guy named Rufus, and he used to be with Pastor Dow. And this one lady, she left about 3 or 4 years ago. And let me tell y'all something. They are a carbon copy of Dow's. They attitude, they spirit, the way they talk, the way they communicate, identical to Dow, especially Rufus. It shows you that that man cannot come out of Dow. He can't come out of him. He's a part of him. If he been with him for 15 years, he is Dow himself, trying to pretend he's on the outside and not Dow, but all of his who he is, the way he teach, the way he talk, the way he don't even minister and talk or nothing. He's so busy talking about what Dow's done, like, because he's in him. He's living in him. And that's for you too. Many people go on these platforms and they not involved in anything that's spirit and truth. They just involved into a whole bunch of hearing a lot of fleshly things. They ain't getting the spirit and truth of the whole matter. So here in Joel chapter 3, I really enjoyed it because Yah is letting me know what he know that I knew, but I like how he brought it back to my remembrance so I understand. Don't put we on there, put they, because you knew, meaning I can know it but not know the fullness. And don't ever think that you know it all, because when you think that you know it all, Yah, it's not going to be on you. The reason why I'm not that type of individual, because the Father is constantly talking to me throughout the day, in the water, when I'm driving, when I'm asleep, in the midnight hour, in the early morning. You see? So he wouldn't come to teach me and teach me things if for 1 minute he thought that I thought or feel I know everything. See, that's the mind of the flesh. They would think that. The flesh is supposed to think that. Those are for those who are born of the flesh. That's how all the other prophets were murdered. Because the mindset of the flesh is so wicked and evil. Their thought pattern is always dark and evil toward the servants of Yah. That's how they lost their lives, for that same reason. All they did is heard what Yah told them. They went to tell them. Yah told them. They went to tell them, just like I do on this platform. And they got kicked in the rectum every time. They got put in prison. They got beaten. They got murdered. Who wants to be skinned alive? Who wants to be cut in half? They don't get it. It's not meant for you to get. It is for those who are spirit and truth to see how important it is to have some connection to the spiritual servants of Yah. Because they are the ones that's going to tell you what's going on in this midnight hour. They're the one that's holding the mystery that man did not and will not disperse unto you in these evil days. So I hear the Father telling them to come closer to the valley of Josaphat, and there is where he's going to deal with them. Now, when I said, and I did do a couple of videos about Italy, that is the power ground of a lot of wickedness, y'all. In Italy, because the Roman Catholic, that's their bed. That's their bed. That's where they rest their head. That's where they start up. That's where they headquarters in Italy. And these are Europeans as well. You see what I'm saying? So I do know that's who changed everything. But all of them was part into the Atlantic slave trade. But you cannot just assume because African people are melanated skin, they wasn't a part of it. You got to understand they was the main power punch at the beginning, because they made you slave first and foremost. and they sold you over. Okay. So this evening at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to talk about the fight, because there is a fight. You know, like unto Paul said, I have fought a good fight. Oh, yes. Going back to what is spirit and truth. I have finished my course. See, a lot of you all thinking that the servants of the Most High Yah is here to play with you. I'm not here to reason with you. I'm not here to agree with you. I'm not here for you to like me and I to like you. Yah's light and his spirit and truth is greater than your order in which you see fit in the flesh. How about that? How about that? How you like me now? See, it's greater than that. And I want to talk about the fight, because just listening to even Paul saying, I've finished my course. I've ran the journey, as if like Sister Deborah in the race. I finished my course. I fought a good fight. Woo-wee! See, you all thinking it's about a flesh thing. That's why I say people look at you all cockeyed, because they can't see who you are. And if you look at me all cockeyed, you can't even see if I'm a male or female. You can't even see if I'm white or if I'm black. You see? Because you all cockeyed. You looking at me all cockeyed, all kind of ways outside of what is righteous. It's not in you to, because you're not born of the spirit. So I'm gonna cover that topic, but I'm gonna get to this here, so you can hear Joel here. I really want you to hear it. And in it, it's to me, I think I can't say sad, because he said, just like Solomon, after he was able to see everything fully clear, he saw everything for what it was, but it didn't change the people. You see? That's what people don't understand. Sister Deborah can be on this Deborah platform 24/24. If the word of who Yah is ain't changed you, it ain't nothing I can change. It ain't nothing I can make a difference. It ain't nothing I could say. Okay? You're going to be who you are. You're going to think the way that you think. You're going to feel the way that you feel. And that's that. Ain't nobody can do nothing about it, because heaven's already had it wrote in and wrote out who you are. Like we sitting here trying to battle Israel and Judah. And I'm sitting here saying to you all something that the Father said these things need be. He has to keep reminding me, because I am in that group. That the fact that it is what it is. But that same horrible people, sick, stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient, I got a handful up in there. I'm coming for them. And that's when they see that, and I get them to the Mount Zion, not on the journey, but to Mount Zion, up in Mount Zion. Then that's when the world gonna see me to be. Oh, that I always was. Now, could he go another route? Sure he can. He's the I am. He can blink his eye and everybody believe who he is. Everybody fall down, worship him, and serve him. Add up. Just that quick. Everybody knees. Everybody falling out, crying to him. See, he can get you to worship him. He can get you to cry out. But he knows he got it written in the kingdom, who's who and what's what. He don't need your cry if he ain't written you under the Lamb Book of Life. He don't want to hear your cry. He don't need your cry. See, what they don't understand, it's the way that it is in the kingdom, not the way that it is on the earth. That's what people are bent up and bent down. They thinking the earth rule everything. They forsaken the true one, the almighty, the right hand of power, the stretched out arm, carry all of that. That's what makes him the I am, because he ruled it all, while we down here trying to rule it based on our emotions and our feelings. The flesh of our knowledge, the flesh of our wisdom, the flesh of our understanding. And what interfere with all that? Their emotions and their feelings, to where they can't then see spirit and truth. They can't gleam at the light, even if it's a pin needle. They can't even focus on a pin needle light, because over on this end, they didn't allow their flesh to have its own understanding. So that's where they remain. They will live and they shall die. Right there. And that's the death of the lake of fire. Because a lot of people thinking that you can't say nothing on the earth. Y'all got it planned in the heavens. Nobody knows. Oh, yes, he gave us enough information to judge our own self daily, that no man may judge us. To me, that's deep. That's powerful. You mean you done lined it up that we are to judge our own self daily. So that's telling you, judge your ugly self daily. Then no man can judge thee. But they don't want to do that, because they rather judge the man and the woman that's spilling out spirit and truth than to take their ugly self and look in the mirror and judge that bad boy daily. Because what they do is they think they are the light. They are spirit and truth. And anything outside of it is a lie. Okay? So I'm just going to let you listen to Joel. And I just want you to hear it. And I'm going to also slow it down. I'm going to slow this bad boy down. Joel chapter 3.
Joel 3. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the vats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day, that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
That there is very powerful. Let me tell you how powerful it is. And I'm going to have to leave. I got a lot of things to take care of.
The book of Amos.
What's powerful about that is this.
The words
And
of
I'm
Amos,
going to.
who was among the herdmen of Tekoa.
The most powerful thing about that is they talked about the gold and the silver. Do you see the ignorance of Judah, our men of Judah, to where they are teaching people, trying to get, you need to try, they need to give us reparations, or you're teaching all this trash. Why didn't you tell your people about the gold and silver that Lebanon, all the coast of Palestine, Syria, all of what is old and they took from us is due us, said the Most High Yah. You see, those are the things they took from us. When it said in Joel chapter 3, it said that Yah knows that they took the silver, his silver and gold. What do you mean? That wasn't yours. That belongs to Yah. So that belongs to who? Judah and Israel. Why ain't the Hebrew Israelites talking about that? Because they lost with the cause and they lost without one. That's how gone Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 tells you that Judah and Israel is going to be gone. And where they at today is 100% gone. You see, they've been gone, but now they're 100% gone. How could these Judah get away with this Hebrew Israelite movement, this Hebrew Israelite cult, teaching these men about feast days and calendar days and being leaders, kings, and rulers? What's the sense of being all of that when you're trash in the inside? You're a liar in the inside. You're a murderer in the inside. You're all those things you were before you even got over here. It's still on the inside. So you need spirit and truth. You need the Ruach. See, if they taught the men that, bro, we don't need nothing but the Holy Spirit living in us. Seeking ye the kingdom first. These are the things they should have taught the Hebrew Israelite men. Instead, they brought this new thing called awakening. The only thing they feel, the only thing they have awakened to is, hey, we are Israel. Wait a minute, come on now. They should have been awakened to stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. They should have been awakened to the fact that we have disappointed the one that listed us under his name. All these things they could have taught these men. They taught them all the wicked and evil things, and that's why Judah men are 100% gone. And then they stand with 150 million Israel and Judah, but only 500,000 of that 150 million. Only 500,000 know that they are Judah, and out of that 500,000, you be subject to have 90 that's walking in spirit and truth. That's how bad it is, you guys. That's how bad it really is. Why we want to play this thing. You want to role play it? Play it. Play it. Pull up it. That's the truth of the whole matter. So when you have time, go back into Joel chapter 3. Break down all the places, Tyre, that's Syria and Lebanon. And if you break down all these words and say, what are they today? It's telling you what they were yesterday as who they are today. and you'll find out you ain't gonna see the United Snakes in there. United Snakes had no connection to the Atlantic slave trade outside of grabbing as many as they can to make slaves. But the true people came from all the coast of Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and all of those places. The Greeks, the Italy, the France, the Spain, the Turkey, and part of North Africa. They are the ones Yah coming for. He said, come on down to the valley of Josaphat. I got some things. Come on down. He ain't playing. And then what we did, now just imagine that been here for all these 400 years we've been over here. And even today, the year 2024, the men won't teach and preach that thing in the proper order. But like I said, it was longer than 30 years ago when I heard it on Oprah and Donahue. Both of them had that same person on that show telling you about the United States had no connection to the Atlantic slave trade. What they did have connection to is a system. They was connected to the system in this world that's powerful than the United States itself. The same system. Let me say something to you before I leave. The same system. Go back to Go back to Joel. And when you get to Italy, you see Italy being part of the Greeks. You see them, then you pull up the Roman Catholic headquarters. It's going to take you right back to Italy. You see? They all had the big hands in it. All over in the coasts of Palestine. They all had hand in it. That's why you got all these Palestinians with restaurants and selling food to us and have stores all around us now, all around us. And we just praising them, and they sitting here saying, we know them people ain't got sense. See, they already know we gone. They know we gone. Because we put them on pedestals. We buy from them. We do everything and honoring them. And they the one is over your tail over here being done the way that you're done. They the one set that up from the floor up and made sure that the power punch of the world keep you where you at. You run around here talking about what America is doing. America just one of the main power punches of the system. Y'all going to show them, hey, I'm going to bump you off. Now what you going to do? That's why at the distance when it's happening, everybody going to be weeping. Because now the power punch of the system is off. It's been knocked off. And that's why all other countries going to be weeping. It's because they're going to see that the United States, the power puncher of the system, the wicked system of this world, they were the power puncher, meaning one of the head. We knocked them off. Y'all can knock that head off. Y'all is going to knock that head off. But guess what I learned? Y'all is knocking that head. Y'all is not knocking that head off for the reason in which the Hebrew Israelite men has taught it. That's why you got to go right back to Revelation 18 and see the reason why. And if you look at the reason of why Yah is going to knock off the system head, you're going to find out it ain't going to tell you because of Judah. It's not going to tell you because of Judah. But when you go to Joel, oh, come on, I'm going to deal with you because of what you did to Israel and Judah in Joel. You see what I'm saying? So, all right, Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And if you didn't get it in fullness, go back to Joel chapter 3 and understand some of the things in which Yah is allowing one to know in spirit and truth. 99.9 is not going to get it. This says, it is said to me over and over, Deborah, these things need be. And it's a form of chastising, Sister Deborah, in a way of saying, baby, there ain't nothing you can do, nor you say, that's going to change what I already have written. It is finished. You see, and even the word finish is a comforter because it lets you know, don't work yourself, don't overwork yourself. trying to get people to know this, 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 this. Heavens knows what they know and what they don't know. Just say what I give you, and you keep it running. Keep it running. So Sister Deborah says, shalom and shalom.